All right, I want to give you some insight today, and I want you to understand that I'm always thinking about you. It's like funny how everything almost in my life now, I go to bed, I get up, and I've got this mindset or this story that I want to share, or this speech I want to create, or this chapter that's going to go in a book. And my life has really shifted in so many ways, from building companies to building people's minds, right? And actually using what I've used organically, right? And now even leveraging it in myself in a bigger way, because in my younger life, I was doing it and hitting or missing. And what I did with Wired Differently in the books that I'm writing is figured out what the things were that I was doing well versus the things I wasn't doing well. And I write about those, and then I translate those into principles for you to use so you can save some time at it, right? And I want you to be great at anything that you want to do, and I show you how you can do that in my first two books, Wired Differently and Drift Again. But today I want to just share with you just a little thing. I mean, you probably heard it, but you need to hear it again, right? Presentation, right? So I want to tell you, today I went out to lunch with my wife, and we went to a nice kind of little swanky place on the island, and we were just going to do our time. And sure enough, the food comes out. It was a higher end place called the Chateau, and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and the prices were commiserate, right? And so you have a certain expectation. And when the food came out, man, right? It was on a plate, and it had the fruit, and then the little extra fruit, and then like the eggs were cooked in a certain way, and then the lobster was just inserted into the egg just right, and then it had some potatoes on top of that, and then it had this sauce over it, right? And it was just a cheese sauce, right? And then it had some other little vegetable kind of omelet, but it was an open omelet. It had a lobster. I don't know what the name of it was. It just said lobster like fricassee in the morning on a tree, right? I don't know what it was, but it was so beautiful. I didn't even want to eat it. And then when I ate it, it was just as good, right? So sometimes I go to other places and I get coffee, right? And I look at the outside of the building, and it's got a beautiful sign. It could be a Starbucks, it could be something else, and it looks great. You walk in and you just feel good, right? And it feels just so great. And then I get the coffee and I drink it. Man, it's just so good, right? Presentation. 2 presentations in a row. It just matters, right? And the other day, I went and saw a real estate broker, and I'm working on a project, working on like 5 projects, to be honest with you, 5 multi-living projects that is just exciting for me. But this particular case, I was meeting with the real estate person. She was wonderful. She showed up and on time, and my wife and we were talking to her, and we're going through the whole thing. And I said, well, here's what I think we're going to do. On Monday, I'm going to present this offer to you. I'm going to give you this, and that. And she goes, hang on a minute. I want to get with you on that, because I want to help you form this offer. I want to help you build this offer. I'm like, okay, that's great. And I said, I get it. What do you want to do? She goes, well, I really think that the presentation will matter. The presentation will matter. So let me get this right. I went to a brunch. It had a lobster fricassee, and when I saw it before I ate it, it was already good. The presentation mattered. And then I went to see the broker, and the broker, she says, listen, let's do the offer, but let me orchestrate the presentation because it matters, right? The presentation matters. I want you to understand that all things in life work in harmony. And when you're trying to make a deal, when you're trying to make some good, and when you're trying to make even a sale, we're all selling all the time, anything, somehow, anyways, right? The presentation matters. Whether it's for the food, or whether it's for the business offer, right? whether it's for a speech like I'm giving you, my presentation matters, right? It matters. It may not always be the definitive thing that gets the deal done, but it matters. It's the separator. I want you to understand, in anything that you do in life, don't half-ass it. I mean, don't come out there and just say, okay, it's so good that I don't have to put time into the lobster fricassee. I could just throw it out there, and I don't need the side offerings. And if it's coffee, I don't need to put the ambiance around it, because everything ends up looking, tasting, feeling like the presentation, right? The presentation sets the expectation. And the mind wants the expectation. The mind tastes the coffee that it feels when it walks into Tom's Donuts or Starbucks or that place. It's already tasting it, right? And the mind's already devouring the lobster fricassee because it's already seen it, right? And the guy or the person who's going to accept my real estate offer for 9 condos on Anna Maria, hopefully, is going to appreciate the presentation, because it's going to encompass all of the beauty, not just the financial beauty, all of the reasons that somebody would take over an acquisition. The presentation matters. Don't forget the presentation. Even in the little things in your life, I want you to understand that the presentation to your wife or your partner, the presentation to your children, the presentation to your preacher, your teacher, right? This condition of success that I'm helping you through in life, it matters. Presentation matters. All right, have a great day. Wire differently. I want you working on a presentation for me, and I want to see it, all right? The presentation matters. Let's do this thing called Life Wired Differently.